श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् कृष्णं नारायणं वन्दे कृष्णं वन्दे व्रजप्रियम् कृष्णं द्वैपायनं वन्दे कृष्णं वन्दे पृथासुतम्. Welcome to Vimochana Part 3. We are extremely happy, overwhelmed and joyous about the fantastic response you as viewers and Rasikas have been giving us for the past 2 videos. Thank you so much. This video, as you have seen the title, is about Bhagavan Shri Krishna on the occasion of this Gokulashtami or Janmashtami. We might have read, listened numerous times about the episode of how the Lord incarnated as Sri Krishna, the episode of Sri Krishna Jananam. Very pleasing, right? So this episode is going to be about Sri Krishna Jananam in particular. As we all know, Sri Krishna was born in the city of Mathura. But how did Mathura look and feel before Krishna was born and during the birth of Lord Krishna? There was a deafening, deathly silence before the Lord was born. It was mainly because of the 7 children continuously being killed by the Asura Kamsa. As we all are aware, very well aware of the story, the children born to Devaki and Vasudeva, the 7 children born to Devaki and Vasudeva were killed by Kamsa, and the 8th child that was born to Devaki and Vasudeva was Bhagavan Shri Krishna. So child number 1 to 7, as the child was born, the infants were killed by Kamsa by hitting them on a rock or in some or other way. So that energy levels in Mathura was very deafening. It was not pleasant at all. But when this divine child Krishna was born, there were many awe-striking incidents happening in Mathura. At night, in the midnight, a soothing breeze blew, carrying the divine fragrances from the abode of heaven. Manda marudam mellave vishida sundara kannan piranda velai. As Krishna was born, beautiful soothing breeze blew, removing all the eerie negative energy that prevailed in the city of Mathura. Then many more incidents happened. Birds started chirping in happiness. They knew something good was going to happen, something pleasant was going to happen. Someone was going to be born who was going to protect all of them. Nalliravil pakshihalil kuvinar. Idi enna atishayam aschariyame. Birds don't chirp during the middle of the night, but they did. They were happy and excited. Isn't this surprising? This is not the only thing. Many more things happened. மூடி வைத்த ஔபாசன குண்டங்கள் தானாக ஜுவாலையை உண்டாக்கினர். The Aupasanam, the Homa Kundams, whose fire was put off before the Brahmanas went to sleep, automatically generated fire in the middle of night. Sadhukkal Hridayam Harinamam Padinar. Great men, sages, seers got an intuition that some great Purusha was going to be born. So their Hridayam, they sang from their heart's content. They sang Hari's Nama. They did Nama Sankirtanam to their heart content. And contrasting to the Rama Avataram, Krishna was born. Lord Sri Rama was born in a palace. Palace, as we all know, is filled with luxury. But opposite to that, Rama was born in the afternoon time. But Krishna was born in the Nalliravu, as we told. He was born in the midnight, in pitch dark. He was born in a Karagraham. in a prison room in which not even a streak of light can enter. Not only that, this is a prison where not even a comfort of bed is available. Whereas there in Ayodhya, where he was born as Sri Rama, there were silken beds. There were many maids helping them in delivery and all. Neem leaves are usually strung and hung as toranams at the entrances of homes when a child is usually born. When Rama was born, maybe this was probably done. Because in this poem, the poet says, Vepilai Surugalai. Vepilai, neem leaves weren't tied. Maruthuvam Pakalai. There was no doctor available. There were no midwives available to help Devaki with delivery. Jadaham Yidum Kanikkavilai. There was no astrologer nearby to help with telling which nakshatram he was born in, which lagnam he was born. Later, maybe they found out that he was born in Rohini nakshatram. Jadaham Yidum Kanikkavilai. A Mahapurusha, as Purusha Suktam tells, Sahasra Sirsha Purushaha Sahasraksha Sahasrapat. The one residing in Vaikuntha Vasa, was born in a humble, small prison as a beautiful boy. Shouldn't we experience how the environment changed when Krishna was born? We should, right? So let us listen to the beautiful Kriti. Actually, this is a poem which has been set to Bhairavi Ragam. We don't know who the composer is. So if some of you know who the composer is, a humble request will be to put the name of the composer in the comment section below, or you can ping us. We will definitely be happy and we will edit it and add the name of the composer. Thank you. Now over to Srimati Mridula Ashwin, who will be singing the composition for us.
மதமாருதம் மெல்லவே விசின சுதர கண்ணன் பிறந்த வேளை மதமாருதம் மெல்லவே விசின சுதர கண்ணன் பிறந்த வேளை நள்ளிரவு தன்னில் பக்ஷிகள் கூவின இது என்ன அதிசயமாச்சரியமே மூடி வைத்த ஔபாசன குண்டங்கள் தானாகவே ஜுவாலையை உண்டாக்கின. மூடி வைத்த ஔபாசன குண்டங்கள் தானாகவே ஜுவாலை உண்டாக்கின. சாதுக்கள் ஹிருதயமும் ஹரிநாமம் பாடின. சம்சாரிகள் வீட்டில் சகுனங்கள் தோன்றின. சாதுக்கள் ஹிருதயமும் ஹரிநாமம் பாடின. சம்சாரிகள் வீட்டில் சகுனங்கள் தோன்றின. வேப்பிலை சொருகலை மருத்துவம் பார்க்கலை ஜாதகம் ஏதும் கணிக்கவில்லை. வேப்பிலை சொருகலை மருத்துவம் பார்க்கலை ஜாதகம் ஏதும் கணிக்கவில்லை. பல்லாண்டு பாடிய பக்தர்கள் மெச்சவே பார்த்தனில் சிசுவாக அவதரித்தான். பல்லாண்டு பாடிய பக்தர்கள் மேச்சவே பார்த்தனில் சிசுவாக அவதரித்தான் கண்ணன். பார்த்தனில் சிசுவாக அவதரித்தான் கண்ணன். பார்த்தனில் சிசுவாக அவதரித்தான்.
That was a rare piece, isn't it? The beautiful Bhairavi Ragam. Such poetic Tamil lyrics. Hope you all enjoyed. I did very much. We now reach the second part of this video presentation, for which we have taken a famous Kriti, a Kriti we have heard many times, a composition that has touched many hearts. It is a composition by Sri Muthuswami Dikshitar, Chetashri Balakrishnam, in the Ragam Dvijavanti or Jaijavanti. We experienced Krishna Jananam, or how Krishna was born, how the environment changed in the city of Mathura in the previous composition, in the Tamil composition that we had taken up. Now we will see how Krishna looked when he was born. And Dikshitar, as we all know, who is adept in giving details that we don't usually notice, beautifully describes Bala Krishna, the child like Krishna in this composition. The Raga Dvijavanti, the unimitable Sanskrit lyrics of Muthuswami Dikshitar, and the detailing, the amount of detailing he gives in this composition makes us melt for Krishna. Just how the butter melts for Krishna, we also melt for him. Vibhakti is an integral part of Muthuswami Dikshitar's compositions. And this composition, Chetashri Balakrishnam, is set to the Dvitiya Vibhakti or the second Vibhakti. The Pallavi starts with Chetashri Balakrishnam Bhajare Re Chitta Chintitartha Phalaprada Charanaravintam Mukundam. He directly addresses our minds to think of Lord Krishna as a small child. Chetashri Balakrishnam Bhajare. What do we get if we meditate upon Balakrishna? Chintitartha Phalaprada Charanaravindam Mukundam. Chintitartha. We have 4 types of Purusharthas. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Chintitartha. Whatever Artha, out of these 4 Purusharthas, whichever Artha you think, Chintitartha, Phalaprada. Whatever Artha you think out of these Purusharthas, whichever Artha you want, you wish for, you will get. We have Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. So out of these 4, if we want 1, or if we want 2, if we want 3, or if we want all the 4, just the feet of Lord Krishna as a small child grants us that. Chintitartha Phalaprada Charanaravindam. His lotus-like feet gives us that. He is Mukundam. He gives us moksha or liberation. Dikshitar kind of warns us or makes us aware. Warning is not in a bad sense here, but it is to make us aware. Gives us knowledge. He gives us clarity on what we should have in mind before meditating on Krishna. In the Pallavi, that is why the Pallavi is a bit complicated in terms of the philosophical text. He talks about the 4 Purusharthas. He tells, don't underestimate Krishna just because he is a small child. He can grant you the greatest moksha that you have been struggling for. You have been going through the cycle of Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam again and again. Don't worry, the small baby Krishna, just meditate upon his feet. He has just come to your house now. Just meditate upon his feet and you will get it. He will grant to you just in a fraction of a second, tells Muthuswami Dikshitar. We now move on to the Anupallavi and Charanam parts of the composition. But for a change, we will be going through only the important points that come in the Anupallavi and Charanam that shouldn't be missed by both by the Rasikas and the musicians who render these compositions. The Anupallavi starts with a beautiful phrase, Nutana Nirada Sadrisha Shariram. We find Muthuswami Dikshitar's very famous grammatical beautification thing that he does, which is Dvitiyakshara Prasam. The Pallavi starts with Cheta Shri. The Anupallavi starts with Nutana. Cheta Nuta. The second aksharam or the second letter of Cheta is Ta. Of Nutana, the second letter is Ta. That is called the Dvitiyakshara Prasam. This appears in major portions of Indian poetry. I can call it as Indian poetry because this is not restricted to Carnatic music. This is not restricted to Muthuswami Dikshitar's Sanskrit compositions. This we find in Alvar's Tamil Pasurams, in Nayammar's Tamil Pasurams, in Tyagarajaswamy Kshetrajna's Telugu compositions, in Kannada, Purandasar's Kannada compositions. So language is not a barrier, but this concept of prasam is a grammatical point that must be there. It is a point of compulsion. Only if prasam is there, it can be accepted as poetry and can be sung. It is a grammatical element that must appear in poetry. So we have Nutana Nirada Sadrisha Shariram. His complexion, his form is like that of newly formed clouds. Krishna is just born. We have seen in the previous composition Bhairavi Ragam. So Nirada refers to clouds. Nutana Nirada Sadrisha Shariram. It is like it seems like all the dark clouds are put together. Newly formed dark clouds. He appears to be very fresh. He doesn't appear to be old. Because as you know, Krishna is always youthful. But here in this case, he's just born. So a just born baby, feels very fresh, feels very beautiful, looks very beautiful. The same concept is repeated by Dikshitar in his Bhairavi Raga composition, Bala Gopala. He tells Neela Nirada Sadrisha in the Anupallavi again. Also it appears in the Anupallavi. So here it is Nutana Nirada Sadrisha Shariram. The Madhyama Kalam of the Anupallavi starts with a very interesting phrase, Putanadi Samharam. We all are aware of the lady Putana whom Kamsa sent to kill Krishna, but in return Krishna killed Putana. We all are aware of those Krishna Leelas that Krishna did. Putanadi Samharam, because Krishna as a child does all his Leelas. He was not an adult, he was not a well-grown manly Krishna when he did all this. That's why the composition starts with Cheta Shri Bala Krishnam Bhajare. So Putanadi Samharam, Adi, the word Adi refers to etc. So he did not kill only Putana, he killed many other people who came, many other asuras who came. Like we have Sakata Asura, then we have Dhenuka Asura, many other asuras who came to attack Krishna. So he killed many of them. So in that Putana forms the main portion, because if we see this composition, it is a baby Krishna and baby is fed with milk. So Putana's way of attacking Krishna was by giving her breast milk. So that way Dikshitar also hints at the Krishna Jananam part. The last phrase from the Anupallavi we are going to take is Purushottama Avataram. Purushottama Avataram. Mahakavi Kalidasa's phrase is what rings in our mind when we hear of this phrase. Pushpeshu Jati Purusheshu Vishnuhu Narishu Ramba Nagareshu Kanchi. Don't we all know this? We have heard it many times. So he tells Purusheshu Vishnuhu. That's why the Purusha Suktam also, I've already quoted it in this post. Sahasrasirisha Purushaha. So Purushottama Avataram, although there are many men, the Uttama, the best out of all the men is Mahavishnu. The Mahavishnu's Purna Avataram is Sri Krishna Avataram. That's why Purushottama Avataram. The charanam in this composition has a beautiful beginning. It starts with Navanita Gandhavadanam. His mouth smells of fresh butter. We all know Krishna is famous for stealing butter from gopis' houses. So his mouth is always smelling of fresh butter. Navanita Gandhavadanam. It is the fragrance. So Gandha, the word Gandha has been appropriately used by Muthuswami Dikshitar. Navanita refers to butter. Gandha Vadanam. Vadanam refers to his mouth. So Navanita Gandha Vadanam is his mouth smells of divine fragrance of butter. It is very fragrant. Then another important, interesting aspect of this composition is how Muthuswami Dikshitar took inspiration from Adi Shankaracharya. We all know that Muthuswami Dikshitar was an Advaiti and he has followed the path of Adi Shankaracharya. This Kriti is another example to that huge statement that we make. He tells, Atasi Suma Bhaskaram. Does the word Atasi seem familiar? It is very familiar. The very famous Krishnashtakam written by Adi Shankaracharya has this shloka. Atasi pushpa sankasham haranu purashobhitam ratna kankana keyuram krishnam vande jagadgurum. Atasi suma bhaskaram. Atasi refers to a flower, because we already know Atasi Pushpa Sankasham. Lord Krishna has the effulgence, has the glow of the Atasi flower. I will try to attach the picture of Atasi flower in this video. Atasi flower is the flower of flax seeds that we consume these days. That flower comes in two colors. One is in a yellow shade, another is in a bluish violet color. So the bluish violet color is what Dikshitar and Adi Shankaracharya should have taken reference here. So Krishna, as we know, is in a bluish black color. So that is another reference. Atasi Suma Bhaskaram, Atasi Pushpa Sankasham. And Dikshitar's Pallavi in this composition talks about 4 Purusharthas, because Adi Shankar again goes back to Adi Shankaracharya in the Krishna Ashtakam, because each of the octet finishes with Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. The concept of Jagat Gurutvam has its roots in the Bhagavad Gita. So, taking inspiration from there, the concept of Bhagavad Gita, Muthuswami Dikshitar should have incorporated the Purusharthas. Whatever Purushartha, Artha you wish for will come true if you meditate upon Krishna. These concepts should have been an impact caused by Adi Shankaracharya's verses. Because we also know Adi Shankaracharya has done bhashyams for Vishnu Sahasranama and Bhagavad Gita. The charanam of this composition houses another very interesting phrase that goes Mriga Mada Tilakam. As we all know that Dikshitar has had a lot of knowledge on a variety of subjects. This is another testimony to that. Mriga Mada Tilakam. The word Tilakam refers to the mark one wears on the forehead. So here he is describing Lord Krishna and the mark he wears on his forehead. With what mark is he wearing on his forehead? For this to find a reference, we find a shlokam in the Srimad Bhagavata Puranam. The starting of the Bhagavata Puranam only gives us the shlokam. It tells Kasturi tilakam lalata patake vakshastale kaustubham. The shloka goes on like that. So Kasturi tilakam. Kasturi is a very fragrant vastu like chandanam or turmeric or kumkumam that has been used by Krishna to bear a mark on his forehead. So if we want to find what kasturi is, kasturi, that fragrant substance, is obtained from a particular type of deer that is now found in Nepal. So Dikshita very aptly quotes Mriga Mada Tilakam. Mriga refers to deer. So in Nepal only now we find that type of deer, but Mriga Mada Tilakam also refers to the tilakam. He wears a tilakam made from mriga, or it is a substance, a vastu obtained from the deer. It is, we don't kill the deer and all for that, but it's obtained from the deer. Finally, he concludes the composition with Guru Guhanuta Gopalam. Guru Guhanuta, Guru Guha is his standard Ankita Mutra. Nuta Gopalam, this Guru Guha, he tells, Nuta Gopalam praises Gopala, or Gopala, that is Krishna, is praised by Muthuswami Dikshita, who is Guru Guha. Now that we have listened and experienced the meaning of this composition, it is time that we listen to this Kriti. This Kriti has been sung again by Srimati Mridula Ashwin. Before the Kriti, she has presented a beautiful shlokam from the 38th Dashakam in Narayaniyam, which talks of Krishna Jananam. So, Krishna Janana Shlokam, followed by the Kriti, Chetashri Balakrishnam of Muthuswami Dikshita. So, over to Srimati Mridula Ashwin.
बाल्यस्पृशापि वपुषा दधुषा विभूतिः बाल्यस्पृशापि वपुषा उद्यत्किरीट कटका गदहार भासा हार भासा उद्यत्किरीट कटका गदहार भासा उद्यत्किरीट कटका गदहार भासा शखारि वारिज गदा परिभासितेन शखारि वारिज गदा परिभासितेन मेघा मेघासितेन परिलेसित सूति गे सूति गे परिलेसित सूति चेतशी बालकृष्णं भज रे चेतशी बालकृष्णं भज रे चेतशी बालकृष्णं भज रे चिन्तितार्थ प्रदचरणारविन्दं मुकुन्दं चेतशी बालकृष्णं भज रे चिन्तितार्थ प्रदचरणारविन्दं मुकुन्दं चेतशी बालकृष्णं भज रे नूतन नीरद सदृश शरीरं नन्दकिशोरं नूतन नीरद सदृश शरीरं नन्दकिशोरं पीतवसनधरं कम्बुकधरं गिरिधरं पीतवसनधरं कम्बुकधरं गिरिधरं पूतनादि संहारं पुरुषोत्तमावतारं पूतनादि संहारं पुरुषोत्तमावतारं शीतलहृदयविहारं श्रीरुक्मिणीदारं पूतनादि संहारं पुरुषोत्तमावतारं शीतलहृदयविहारं श्रीरुक्मिणीदारं चेत श्रीबालकृष्णं भज भज रे रे नवनीत गन्धर्वः वदनं मृदु गदनं नवनीत गन्धर्वः वदनं मृदु गदनं नलिनपत्रनयनं वटपत्रशयनं नलिनपत्रनयनं वटपत्रशयनं नवचापक नासिका अतसी सोमभासकं नवचापक नासिका अतसी सोमभासकं नतिद्रादिलोकपालकं मृगमरदतिलकं नवतुलसीवनमालं नारदादिमुनिजालं नवतुलसीवनमालं नारदादिमुनिजालं कुवलयादिपरिपालं गुरुगुहनुतगोपालं नवतुलसीवनमालं नारदादिमुनिजालं कुवलयादिपरिपालं गुरुगुहनुतगोपालं चेत श्रीबालकृष्णं भज रे रे चिन्तितार्थ प्रदचरणारव्युदं मुकुन्दं चेत श्री बालकृष्णं भज रे
Thank you so much, Srimati Murdula, for both the compositions. Thank you for sharing your music with us, and thank you all for watching this video till the end. We wish you all a very happy, divine and blessed Gokulashtami. Thank you. Stay tuned for more such videos and keep coming back to our channel. Thank you. Namaste.